Now, do y'all see it? Let me see. So you see me? Okay. All right. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. We are blessed to have a legendary guest, Sijo Sabir Muhammad, formerly known as Steve Muhammad, who is a legend in the martial arts world and just a great person. And I want to thank you for taking time out of your day for joining us today, Brother Sabir.
It is my honor, my brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, can you please inform us what got you into martial arts?
Well, when I was about 13 years old, I went to find a job.
Yes,
And
sir.
where I found the job was at a Chinese restaurant.
Yes, sir.
And I'd been working there for about a month. And I decided to go in earlier because they said they had more work for me to do that day. And I went in earlier. And I noticed when I was getting ready to climb over the back fence into their yard, they were doing some movements.
Yes,
And
sir.
never seen anything like that before. But I found out later on it was called Tai Chi.
Okay.
And that first introduction. I took that for 5 years, not knowing it was a martial science, a martial art.
Yes, sir. Excellent. Okay, wonderful. And how was your relationship with Bruce Lee? Because a lot of people want to know about that.
Well, my relationship with Bruce, not a lot of people knew about it.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
we were friends.
Yes, sir.
I had even visited him at his home a few times. But
Yes, sir.
Bruce was an excellent martial artist, and he brought a lot of things into existence that people didn't hadn't really seen before, and that was martial arts being done on television or
Yes, sir.
even
Yes, sir.
movie.
Yes,
So
sir.
for that, we are gratefully thankful for what he did for the martial arts science. But he and
Yes,
I
sir.
were friends until he died or until he left to go to Hong Kong, I believe. And
Yes,
even with,
sir.
I have,
And
go ahead, my brother.
no, sir, I'm listening. I'm listening to you.
I said, even with that, I still communicated with him a few times while he was in Hong Kong. I consider
Mm.
him to be a friend and very knowledgeable of the science of fighting. I had an opportunity to move with him a bit, and he was an enemy that was a formidable enemy when you got time to fight.
Yes,
Our
sir.
young, he could fight.
Yes, sir. You can fight. Okay, okay, okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Once you um once you did the movie work with him on the movie Into the Dragon, how did that help you become more popular with your style of martial science?
Well, it didn't really.
Mm.
What really helped me was actually physically fighting against other opponents.
Okay, yes, sir.
That's what really happened. That's where you made your science work or it didn't work.
Yes, sir.
And we were blessed to be able to make our science work in real time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I've seen a picture with you with Chuck Norris. How was your relationship with him?
Well, very friendly.
Very
But we
friendly.
were back in those days, it wasn't someone that you hung out with. You know, I would see him at the tournaments and we'd be very friendly. And I would say that Chuck is one of the guys that I know in the martial arts, and there are a lot more, but I honestly respect him for his science of fighting
Yes,
and
sir.
just as a person.
Yes, sir.
So I
So,
give great respect.
yes, sir. When we watch these movies, I mean, we watch Chuck Norris on television and his TV shows. You're saying that he really can fight, like outside of the camera.
I knew that when I'm in front of him, he could actualize his movements. So I
Yes,
would
sir.
say
Yes,
that
sir.
now television, everything is made up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Uh, I don't know. I've never seen him fight other than outside of a tournament,
Yes, sir.
not in the street.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. And when did you realize that you wanted to um, pursue martial arts full time, like become an instructor, become a master? When did you decide to do that?
Well, when I was in the Marine Corps, they sent me to an island called Okinawa, Japan.
Yes, sir.
Uh, I was reintroduced to something that looked like what I had learned earlier, but there was no word for the word karate that the average person knew about. It didn't
Yes, sir.
exist.
Yes, sir.
Judo, but not the word karate. So we had no knowledge of that. I had no knowledge of karate at all.
Yes,
So when
sir.
I was in Okinawa, we were getting ready to have some training. We were going to do hand-to-hand combat. They were going to have this guy to come out and demonstrate some hand-to-hand combat. That's when I realized that, man, I know something that is similar to that.
Yes,
And
sir.
end of the training, I went over and talked to him. I said, "Can I show you something that I learned when I was younger?" He said, "Yes." And I demonstrated to him. He says, "Oh, Tai Chi." But see, the
Mm.
people that I was learning Tai Chi from told me it was Chinese exercise.
Okay,
So
yes,
I
sir.
debate with him. I said, "Oh no, this isn't a Tai Chi. This is Chinese exercise." Like I really,
Yes,
but I
sir.
didn't know. And that's what introduced me to martial arts in a way where I could actually understand it. So I started taking it there, and it was a style called Goju.
Mm.
But from Okinawa, when I came back, I went to Ed Parker's karate school and started officially taking the martial science there under a great martial artist by the name of Danny Inosan.
Yes, sir.
And from that, I went to another great martial artist, which is Chuck Sullivan.
Yes, sir.
With Chuck Sullivan, I've been with him, uh, well, 50 years, I guess. He's been my
Yes, sir.
teacher
Yes.
that long, for over 50 years, really. But he's been with my teacher for that long. And with both of those men, including their teacher, which is Great Grandmaster Ed Parker, I give them love, respect, honor
Excellent.
for the science in which I've learned.
Yes, sir. And how was your relationship with or is with Wesley Snipes?
Now we have a beautiful relationship, you know. And I'll start off by saying Wesley can chunk. He can fight.
Okay, yes, sir. Yes, sir. He can really fight. Okay, yes, sir.
He's not just, he doesn't just demonstrate the martial science on the movie screen. He can actually
Yes, sir.
act in real time against a real person.
Yes,
So
sir. Yes, sir.
he's a real deal.
Okay, Wesley Snipes is the real deal. Okay, yes, sir.
But
And
I was with him for about 10 years, and in that 10 years, I got to know him very well.
yes, sir.
I have the ultimate respect and love for Wesley. I consider him to be not just a friend, but a good friend and a beautiful person.
Yes, sir. Excellent. Excellent. Yes, sir. Brother Captain, when you're in your early days, working with Dr. Khaled in Los Angeles, how was you all's relationship in LA?
Oh man, Brother Colin, he was something to work for, brother, because he's a very strong. He's an alpha male,
Yes, sir.
and he's very strong. When he wants something, he wants it. You
Yes, sir.
know, for things that we disagreed with,
Yes, sir.
because I was in charge of the team, and my team was set in such a way where they didn't do anything without coming through me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He couldn't get them to do anything unless he came through me. He didn't like that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I got cussed out a few times from Dr. Collins, but
Yes, sir.
he is a brother that I love and had a great deal of respect. I didn't agree with all things that he did, and particularly one that I won't mention now.
Yes, sir.
But I didn't agree with that, and I told him so. But as far as meeting him and seeing him, even though he was in the nation anymore, we were still friendly towards each other.
Yes, sir.
But
Yes, sir.
I had an experience working with Brother Collins. I will never forget those experiences. You know.
Yes, sir.
And also, when Brother, Collins got shot, I was supposed to be doing the security. on him at that time.
Mm.
But there was disagreement between him and someone else that said that I couldn't do it at that
Okay.
time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I wasn't able to be there. But when it happened that day, I got a phone call from the hospital. They cussed me out.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
But I
sir. And
love that brother.
excellent. And what is your relationship like with the minister in the early days to even now?
You talking about Minister Farrakhan?
Yes, sir.
Oh, brother. I was on my way to San Diego, and there was a friend of mine that was a Muslim. I didn't really know anything about Muslim, but he put a tape in my vehicle and set it where when I turned my tape on, thinking that I had put my tape in there and it had bad music on it, that I was
Yes,
going
sir.
to hear my music when I was going to travel.
Yes, sir.
Heard this man came on. He said, "The chosen people, Jews are blacks."
Yes,
And he
sir. Yes,
spoke.
sir.
That was Brother Collins.
Mm.
When I got back, I had planned to keep that tape. In other words, I was going to steal it from my
Yes, sir.
friend. I
Yes,
was
sir.
lost. And he told me, he says, I told him I didn't know where it was. He said, well, when you find it, you bring it back. I'll give you a tape on a brother that's even badder than him.
Yes, sir.
Could there be somebody badder than this dude?
Okay. Okay. Yes, sir.
My car and I searched around. I knew where it was. I found it. I found it. I found it. He said, oh,
Yes, sir.
he gave me a tape on the minister.
Mm.
And once I heard that tape, brother, I mean, he had me.
Yes, sir.
I immediately started going to the mosque on Sunday and started listening to the teaching.
Yes, sir.
And I had not heard any more tapes on him, so Brother Jesse started getting them for me and started having me to listen to them.
Yes, sir.
Once I got into the nation and they found out that I had a talent, which was for fighting,
Yes,
I
sir.
started to get where I could move with the minister.
Okay. Yes, sir.
And I found that my interest, like some of the men, like going to the movie and things like that and going out to dinner, my interest wasn't there. So they left me there with the minister.
Mm.
And I was with him 24 hours a day.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes
Yes, sir.
I was moving with him. So I had an opportunity to look at him and study him, look and listen to him
Yes,
and
sir.
how he dealt and how much he loved our people.
Yes, sir.
From that, I fell in love with my people the same way he did.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I also became a better Muslim from watching him because there is no better example than the minister for being
Yes,
a
sir.
Muslim.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
I'm a,
sir.
yes, sir.
Excellent. I wanted to ask you, what what has being a father taught you?
What has the minister being a father to me taught?
No, sir. What have you becoming a father? What has that taught you? Like becoming a father?
Oh, brother, one heck of a responsibility.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I had children outside of marriage, so I didn't have the same type of responsibility, even though you would give them money and buy clothes or something. But when they live in the house with you, I found that to be something different. But
Yes, sir.
also in the woman which you marry, being there with her when she gives birth to a child, that the natural way with a midwife,
Yes,
and to
sir.
see that and to receive that baby when it's born, give you a new respect for that woman
Yes,
that you
sir.
couldn't
Yes, sir.
possibly have gotten unless you were there to see
Yes,
what
sir.
she dealt with.
Yes, sir.
You a child and we repeat it over and over again.
Yes, sir.
So the first child I had, I thought that I said, I'm never going to do this to my wife. I'm not going to get her pregnant. But
Yes, sir.
you don't have any control over that,
Yes, sir.
brother.
Yes, sir.
But I learned through the minister that how to actually deal with a woman, how you're
Yes,
supposed
sir.
to treat her, and the respect in which she deserved and have earned by becoming your wife. And uh, I look at that. I said, I thank Allah for giving me His woman,
Yes,
because
sir. Yes, sir.
I did give you. And He said to me to take care of her. But all the information I got about taking care of her, I got that through the minister.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What kind of man I'm supposed to be in relationship to dealing with her, and how am I supposed to take care of her and protect her. The minister gave me all of that, and I watched him deal with all kinds of different things that helped me in my growth and being in the nation and loving my people. And I do love them 100%, brother.
Praise the Lord. Yes, sir.
Them.
Excellent. But
And
Captain, there's somebody named Damon Nixon. He said, me and Captain Steve worked at a site in the West End for Brother Clinton overnight, 12 hours, and we had a similar conversation for 12 hours straight. Please pass the greetings when you're done, soldier. So that's Brother Damon. We'll definitely do that, sir. Another question is, what has been the difference in raising sons versus raising daughters?
the difference, we have to ask
Okay, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Assad, because each one of them found at one time in their life they wanted to kind of try their dad.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You could put the gloves on anytime they want. Just come get me, go down.
Yes, sir.
Assad tried it first.
Yes, sir.
He didn't tell Colin about it. So later on, after Assad tried it, Colin tried it.
Kyle's right it out. No, Colin.
Assad told him, he said, man, if you let me know you're going to try that, I would let you know that ain't too good, brother.
That ain't too good. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's it.
Do,
But the difference
what
is
advice? Yes, I'm listening. I'm listening.
the girls, you can't deal with them in the same manner. There has to be something in dealing with them. Yeah, because I never spanked Assad and Colin. I spanked them, but my daughters, I never spanked them at all.
Yes,
Never
sir.
put my hands on them. So I knew that I had to deal with them differently. And it is a great difference between male and female in bringing them up.
Yes, sir.
The female, you look at them in a very special way, as you do your sons,
Yes,
but
sir.
in a totally different way, and
Yes.
more. Uh, I can't really explain it, but it isn't that I love my sons less.
Yes, sir.
Uh, you truly love and want to protect your daughters. At some point, a man can protect himself, but at no time do you want your daughter to be able to have to fight a man that she has to, and then hopefully she will learn something in order to be able to deal with that. But
Yes, sir.
you just don't treat them in the same manner that you treat the man, or the language that you use in dealing with a man. You don't deal with them in that manner.
Yes,
So
sir. Excellent. Okay, what advice would you give to future fathers um, that are listening and watching that if you knew before you became a father that you think that all future fathers should know?
I think really before becoming a father, you should know the woman in which you're going to get married to.
Yes, sir.
And you should know her well. The court system that we have set up in the nation is
Yes,
a
sir.
good system for
Yes, sir.
learning about her. And I
Yes,
was
sir.
told also in your court system to also say something to her that will make her upset
Yes,
and
sir.
see
Yes,
how
sir.
she responds back to you.
Yes,
Then
sir.
you get the real side
Yes,
of
sir.
that. And hopefully she will do the same thing to you. So she will see the real side of you.
Yes, sir.
And these things I learned as I went on, and particularly from Sister Tanetta. She used to talk to me about that because
Yes, sir.
an incident that happened between me and my wife in Chicago where I got yelled at, and she could
Yes,
see
sir.
in my face that that hurt me and offended me, even though I didn't say anything. So she started talking to me and giving me information that really helped me in my relationship and dealing with my family or my wife.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Excellent. And what advice would you give to future men as far as looking for a mate, like looking for a wife? What advice would you give to us?
Try the courtship.
Yes, sir.
Try, going out with her and getting to know her.
Yes,
Because
sir.
in the beginning, unless you have a certain amount of time with her before you get married, you don't really know her. You will find that I will give the best side of me and she will give the best side of her.
Yes,
But I
sir.
never learned about the side that I may dislike. She never learned that about me. So this is something you try to find out. As you have a relationship with a young woman, then find out if there's things that, because sweet personality and anger personality is two different things.
Yes,
So you
sir. Yes, sir.
learn a little bit about both of them before you get married. And if you can handle them, get married.
Yes,
But
sir.
you can't, no matter how much you think you love her, you're creating a problem for yourself that's only going to get worse, not better.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Brother Captain, I have another question. What do you want your legacy in martial arts to be, in martial science to be?
Or I would like to build a school from
Yes,
the
sir.
ground up, or either get me a building that I can make it into whatever I want to make it into. But I would like to have a legacy of having some of the greatest fighters in existence in our and I have been given martial science with the blessings of Allah.
Yes, sir.
The science for fighting that is true, accurate, and precise
Yes, sir. It is.
for fighting. And
Yes,
you
sir.
can actualize this science if you get the base or foundation and then turn it into a fighting science. But I would like to leave a legacy of warriors, brother.
Yes,
And I
sir.
would
Yes, sir.
do that not just to uh, my nation, but also just to the general public and let them know
Absolutely.
that coming into the Nation of Islam, I learned to use the mind of Allah or the mind of God in teaching the
Yes,
science.
sir.
And I want everyone to know that that ability is there. I make you in the image and likeness of myself. God taught.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Okay, okay. I have another question for you. What makes you so humble when you can do so much damage in fighting? But why do you walk around so humble and so nice?
Well, I found that I wasn't always this way, my brother.
Okay, yes,
When
sir.
I was
Okay, yes, sir.
when I was coming up in the martial arts, I wanted to test the skill,
Yes, sir.
and I had the opportunity to do so in the street and also as a police officer when I became a police officer.
Yes, sir.
But I found that learning the base wasn't enough, that I had to take the base of the science in which I had been given a base in and advance it into a science of
Yes, sir.
fighting,
Yes, sir.
because the base is not enough. And you have to not do karate, but do a base or do a science for a science for fighting. I hope you understand what I'm saying,
Yes, sir. I
because
do.
karate by itself is not a science for fighting. It is a
Okay.
base to develop fighting,
Yes, sir.
and you must take a base and develop a science for fighting from. And if you use the mind of Allah or the mind of God, you can develop a science of fighting that is different than what they give you today. And I think that with the blessings of Allah, I have been able to do that. That I have a science for fighting that is 100% true, accurate, and precise.
Yes, sir.
And you can actually utilize this science. You can make it work. in real time against any opponent. I don't care who it is or what he thinks that he can do. Now, his science, you better be careful because your science is not science for fighting. You can have a problem. But most people only do karate. They
Yes,
don't
sir.
change it into science, even though they can hit you, kick you, and put you down. But they don't really scientifically do it. And they surely don't use what we have been given to us, which is the mind of Allah or the mind of God. And
Yes,
if you
sir.
use that mind of Allah, no one will just be able to beat you up. The
Yes, sir.
thought of losing, quitting, or down does not exist
Yes, sir.
in my mind, my heart, nor my weapon science.
Yes,
Nobody's
sir.
just going to beat me up. That doesn't exist.
Yes, sir.
And I'm in the science of fighting. Once you get that science in your head, it is now absent of doubt or fear. And when you run into a man
Yes,
that
sir.
have doubt and fear, you got a warrior, brother. And that can be taught as you train your men. And I'm
Yes, sir.
trying to apply that now with the people in which I'm teaching now.
Absolutely. And how much of your martial science is physical versus mental? Like how much of it is mental versus like your philosophy?
Oh, brother, the physical part of the martial science and physical fighting is about 30%.
Okay. Yes,
And
sir.
the mental part of your fighting is 70%. Because all that information that you collect through the years of practicing the science of fighting is mental. And that mental and the mental and the physical should they should become one in fighting, but
Yes, sir.
never one. One should always outbalance the other in mental because you have to feed fighting information to the conscious in order to fight.
Yes, sir.
So that mental information has to be carried into physical information when you fight. But the brain has the ability to create and adapt or seek and conform while it's fighting. The
Yes, sir. Yes,
brain
sir.
is like water when you fight.
Yes, sir.
It moves water if
Yes,
you
sir.
allow it and understand how that actually works.
Excellent. I thank you very much. I have one more question about you. You did executive protection for Cynthia McKinney, and how was your experience with her doing that?
Now, brother, that was an experience.
Yes, sir.
They tried to lock me up from dealing with her, but
Mm.
it was an experience to find out how untruthful people are
Yes, sir.
in dealing with someone who is trying to help her people. And she was a sister, or is a sister, that was definitely trying to help our people and was standing up more than anyone I saw in Congress for what was right.
Yes, sir.
And because of that, they vilified that sister. I have paperwork that I received on her by protecting her that called her every name in the book.
Yes,
And
sir.
they hated her, told her she should die. They told her if they get close, they would spit in her face. I mean, I can't even tell you the language of the mail in which she received that I was able to read as head of her security to make sure that we could keep her safe.
Yes, sir.
And it was believable because she is a beautiful sister,
Yes, sir.
and all she was better for her people, brother. And she worked at that.
Yes,
I
sir.
was around almost every day and saw how she dealt with our people and also other people,
Yes,
how
sir.
she dealt with them. And she had no hatred for any people, but she did have an understanding that she was not being treated right by a certain group of people.
Yes, sir.
And if you want, I'll mention those certain group of people.
That's okay. How did you handle the death threats or the threats on her life? How did you handle that?
Well, we had to figure out a way to protect her as well as we could. But when we got death threats on her, those locations in which uh, would say that they would be at that rally or that particular place. Depending on how much police security they had there, we would notify them that we would be there or we wouldn't be there. It would depend on how we could protect her while we were there and how much help we had from the police department when that type of thing actually happened.
Yes, sir.
But it was something that uh, can be very scary, not for yourself, for your client,
Yes, sir.
when you know that you only have, sometimes we had as many as 5 men there to help in protecting her, plus the police departments of that local area would also assist us in
Yes, sir.
protecting her. But I got in a few fights, uh, getting people away from her or around her.
Yes, sir.
And I
Excellent.
would say that we did our job in protecting her.
Absolutely, man. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Is there anything that that you think people misunderstand about you that you want people to have a better understanding about you?
Well, I think that most people know me as hopefully as a good person, as a good man.
Yes,
And
sir. Yes, sir.
you, you can't ask for much more than that. Now, I pray that I've carried myself in such a way that I have earned the respect of both sisters and brothers, in particular
Yes, sir.
within the nation, but people who are outside the nation. There are people
Yes,
that
sir.
don't like me, but they respect me.
Yes,
You
sir.
know,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I never lie to them. If they ask me a question, no matter what that question is, if they ask me, I'm going to do, whether it, offend them or whether it doesn't offend them.
Yes, sir.
But I deal with the truth. If it offends you, then the truth offends you, then that's the way the truth is. It can't offend you. It's not that I'm trying to, but I am going to tell the truth. There are people that don't like the truth when they hear it,
Yes, sir.
but I tell you the truth no matter what.
Yes, sir. Okay, yes, sir. One last question. What do you do to relax and do for fun? Because you're in such a serious work, how do you relax and unwind?
I do karate.
Yes, sir.
Whenever there's something that I dislike, have a problem with, I go and work out.
Yes, sir.
And I find that start to work out. Whatever my problem was that was on my mind, I can't maintain that. And because of the love that I have for martial science, my mind goes strictly to the science of fighting.
Yes, sir.
So it
Yes, sir.
doesn't take me a few minutes, or even, a minute or two, and I'll be out of it into that martial science, trying to come up with new ways of fighting and new techniques. So that is my way of actually learning how to relax and
Yes, sir.
getting weight off my shoulder is by doing martial arts.
Wonderful.
Or,
And I
or another way too
yes,
is to
sir.
put the on and listen to him.
Yes, sir. Excellent. Excellent. Well, I thank you very much, Captain, for coming on today. And I want to thank everyone for watching. We're going to make sure I put this on YouTube so that you and your family can have it locked in so that you guys can go back and your grandchildren can hear you in the future as well.
Oh yes, sir. I'm honored by you, my brother, and I thank you very much for the job.
Man, I thank you, Captain. I will always love you, sir. And please give the greetings to your family.
Yes, sir. I love you too, brother. Please give the
Yes.
greetings to your family for me.
Yes, sir. I will. All right, assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, soldier.